The movie starts with a strange sight, where a man is searching for his daughter. Suddenly a horrific monster is appeared before him, and here he wakes up. It means that he was dreaming. His name is Guan. He was sitting on a hill. Then he begins to throw the stones on a truck. He was a sharpshooter, so those stones exactly hit the truck, and truck starts to lose its control. A man comes out from the truck. Guan goes to him. He asks, "Where is my daughter? You are her abductor." But those both men attacks Guan and leave from there. When Guan checks that truck, there are the innocent kids, who had been abducted by them. He also searches for his daughter among them, but she was not there and he starts crying. Police officers also arrive there soon. Seeing Guan there, police thinks as he is the abductor of these kids. Police arrest him. Here the past life of Guan is told. Guan had a blessed family. He had 5-year-old daughter, but now 6 years passed as she was abducted by someone. And Guan had a nightmare on the daily basis. He used to dream that his daughter is imprisoned in an ancient city. Now it is observed that Guan is in the police van at a fuel filling station. Then a black car approaches there, and a girl there says to him, "Move into my car immediately." Anyhow, he moves into that car stilly. That girl says to her, "I know everything about you, even though about your nightmare." This girl's name was Ling. She says to Guan, "I will help you to search for your daughter, but you will have to carry out my task in its return." She brings him to a place where a boys' show was telecasting on TV. He is telling a story from a novel, that a warrior is shown at the start of the story, who was being pursued by some people. They want to kill him. Meantime, that warrior's sister approaches there, who begins to fight them while rescuing him. There is also an aged warrior who comes to kill that girl. Aged warrior kills her and the good warrior cannot save the life of his sister, but he ends that aged warrior. The name of this warrior was Kongwen. At the same time, the armor plate of the aged warrior begins to stick on his body. It generates an eye on it after sticking on the body of Kongwen. It starts to suck the blood of Kongwen. That eye addresses him, "Move with me if you want to kill that monster," as he thinks then a businessman is delivering a speech in the actual world. He falls down after losing his senses. The live transmission of this novel story is stopped here, and Ling tells Guan that warrior is going to kill that monster in the end of this story. But it is mystery that it is affecting on the real life. The fictional life and non-fictional life are mixing. Here Ling reveals a fact. This boy comes on the live transmission on daily basis, and he tells the story taking intervals. And he is going to kill the monster in his novel story after 3 days. But the scary fact is this: whenever the killing of monster is mentioned in the novel story, my boss either falls ill or loses his consciousness. You will have to support me before my boss may die after 3 days. And she says, "I will search your daughter in return of this. We have discovered 5 girls. One of them is surely your daughter. DNA will reveal it." Ling tells him, "This novelist resides in another city. You have to end him, going there." Then Guan goes to their city to kill the novelist. When that novelist asks him, "Why have you visited here?" he tells that "I am your admirer." Hearing it, that novelist feels pleasure, and they begin to communicate with each other. One day Guan forgets his diary there after meeting with the novelist, in which he had noted his nightmare. Novelist likes that story when he reads his diary, thinking that "I will make it the part of my novel." He continues his novel story as, "The warrior named Kongwen has gone in search of that monster. That monster was actually the ruler of a kingdom." There was ongoing a celebration when Kongwen reaches there. The eye of Kongwen's armor plate addresses him that the ruler of this kingdom was not actual ruler. He kills his brother-like friend who was king, and after it he becomes the new king. Now that kingdom attacks on another kingdom. While going there, they begin to loot their land, while killing everyone. Now there is imposed a curfew, that no one will come out of his house. Now the real world is viewed. Guan is in the city of that novelist. He is taking rest in his hotel. Then Ling begins to beat him. Coming there, she says that, "I had sent you to kill the novelist, not to create the friendship bond." Meanwhile, novelist approaches there, so Ling leaves from there. Novelist gives him his diary. Here Guan thinks that, "I may kill this novelist," but he is unable to carry it out. Novelist informs him that, "I have extended my novel story while adding your story written in your diary." and he begins to write the further story, taking the diary from him. Now coming to the novel story, when Kongwon is crossing that way, he encounters a little girl child, whose brother had been died. He accompanies her. That little girl child starts playing the flute. Hearing this melody, a warrior approach there and start attacking them, but Kongwon flees, while taking that little child girl. This warrior powers begin to reduce as the evening begins to arrive. Taking the advantage of this, Kongwon escapes with that child girl. Now real life is viewed. Guan makes a plan that, I will end this novelist, and he throws a stone towards him, which makes him unconscious. He is nearly to kill him. Suddenly he hears the singing of a song, which he had taught to her daughter. Looking in his surroundings, he observes that a boy of 10 to 11 years old is singing this song. He asks angrily from him, "From where did you learn this song? Where is my daughter?" But that boy becomes afraid, seeing him. He escapes from there. Guan begins to follow him. Suddenly Guan finds the abductor of his daughter. He starts to ask him in fury, "Tell me, where is my daughter?" That abductor tells that I drugged him enough to make her unconscious, consequently she passed away. Hearing it, Guan loses his temper. He begins to beat him. At the same time Ling appears there, and she makes him get in her car. She says, "I will help you." Guan says, "I just need to reach that abductor in some way, so I may put him into death." Ling's boss is also hearing this conversation. He says to Ling, "Coming there, I would have not assigned him this mission if I had not compelled." Here Ling also saddens here, because she used to respect her boss as his father. She wanted to help him. On the other side, Kongwon and that child girl are shown in the novel, who were passing through the streets of a city where the dead bodies were lying everywhere. Some people begin to attack both of them. Then the armor plate of Kongwon is transformed into a creature, and it kills those people. After this it again attaches to Kongwon's body. Novelist is badly wounded. He says to Guan, "I don't know that who attacked me." He begins to tell Guan that I have also mentioned you and your daughter in my novel. It is your daughter with whom Kongwon is accompanied in the novel, who is searching for her parents. And that warrior who had come to attack both of them, actually he was not there to attack them but to rescue his daughter. "It is your role," means that warrior was Guan. Guan requests the novelist, "Can you complete this novel, so I may search out my daughter as soon as possible, because your novel is similar like the real life." Now they both come to novelist house where Guan observes a photo of Ling's boss. The novelist tells, "This man used to be the friend of my father, but my father passed away in a strange way." Ling was also hearing the whole conversation. She judges through the conversation of the novelist that her boss was telling a lie, that novelist is trying to kill him. Nor he was joined with the novel. She understands that novelist's father and his boss were the business partners, and her boss has ended his father. Now he was dramatizing the situation so he may also kill his son. Ling reveals everything to her boss while calling him. She says, "I used to trust you, but you will also end me after the completion of your mission, so I cannot serve you." After it, she is caught by her boss's Hectors. They abduct her. Contrarily, Guan also comes to know what is the reality. Guan comes to a library, taking that novelist, so they both secure their lives. But the boss's Hector men also approach there, and the fight begins among them. Now world of novel is viewed where Kongwon was going to kill that monster king along with that child girl. His all warriors are sleeping because of the night. He begins to call that monster loudly, then a giant mysterious monster appears before him. There was also a sword amidst of his head. He tells Kongwon, "You are the son of my friend. I had killed your father a long time ago. I had sent the men to end you and your sister, but you survived in some way." That monster again begins to attack him. There is started a great fight between them. Kongwon's armor plate is also separated, which was set on his body. Now they both were fighting against that monster. But that monster was so strong, he destroys the armor plate. Now he heads to Kongwon to end him. But that little child girl begins to play the flute, so its attention may be diverted. That monster become infuriated, witnessing it, and some tentacles appear from its body which drag that child girl to it. And it is seen in the real world that someone has attacked that novelist, and his story has left incomplete till this scene. Ling also comes here to help them after rescuing herself in some way. They bring that novelist to the hospital, where Ling's boss accepts it that I want to end novelist, and what is the purpose behind it? When all reality is exposed before Guan, then he himself goes to complete the novel story. Indeed, Ling's head was just acting to be connected with that novel story. But the child girl in the novel story was really the daughter of Guan. Boss proceeds to stop him, but Ling pushes him back. On the other side, the fictional warrior like Guan also comes to know that his monster king is the deceptive. As that boss was deceptive in the real world, he starts to attack him. Now Kongwen and that warrior together fight with the monster, then they pull the fixed sword on its head downward. As a result, that monster is dissected. Here the novel story ends. But Guan is very upset that he did not get any news to search out his daughter. Then he casts a glance out of the hospital, where he witnesses that child boy who was singing a song. There is also a little child girl along with him. He comes outside of the hospital while running, and Ling is also after him. He senses it that she is my daughter. He starts to sing that song which he used to sing for her daughter. Hearing this song, his daughter turns back immediately. Now the end of the novel is also shown. Somehow, that child comes outside from the stomach of that monster, and she unmasks the warrior and also touches the face of her father. It means that child girl and the father had united, and Guan had also got his daughter in the real world. Here the movie completes with its upbeat ending. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.